Okay, so you will get an introduction about the subject, which is production management. It is DSC 10. Okay, in your syllabus, it is DSC 10. So, what is production management? Let us start. So, it is defined as the planning, implementation, and control of industrial production process to ensure smooth and efficient operation. Production management techniques are used in both manufacturing and service industries. So, if for any company, if it is working and it has to deal with some product, either some product or some service, right? So, when the particular company is dealing with the product, then either it has to be manufacturing or it has to be bringing from somewhere and then selling, assembling and selling, like that. So suppose a particular company is manufacturing that product. They have their own manufacturing unit and they have production process to be followed. They do it and then they produce the product. If this is the case, then the then understanding the paper production management is going to be very, very important. Okay, because here all the technicalities are taught to the owners of the company who are dealing with product manufacturing. So it will deal with the planning, implementation and control also. Like when you study management, no, the first ever function of management is what? It is planning, right? So same goes with production management also. Planning of what? Planning of the industrial production process. Okay, planning of the entire industrial production process is done as the very first step of production management. Then implementation, you need to implement the plan also, right? After planning out the entire production process, the way it is implemented, that means the blueprints now comes to reality, so it gets implemented. And after that, the control. How to control means what? Control means you have to evaluate whether you are doing the right thing or not. Right thing in the sense, just as per the planning or not, whether you're doing whether you are going on the right track or not, that has to be done as the third step, which is control of what? Of industrial production process. And this is done in order to ensure smooth and efficient operation, because if products are not getting produced on time and efficiently, then there is no point of running the organization, because you will not be able to deliver the product on time to the customers. You will not be able to satisfy the expectation of the customers. So in that case, if you're not following a particular efficient production process, then running an organization becomes very, very difficult. And in order to ensure that the production process is running well and good and smooth and efficiently, you need to follow the production management process efficiently. And what are the things which you need to follow? You need to plan well, you need to implement the plan well, and also you need to control the entire production process. Okay, then this production management techniques are used. Don't think that I'm using the term production, so it is applicable for only the firms who industries which are dealing with manufacturing of product. It's not that. This production management also deals with service industries. Okay, it also deals with service industries. How? I'll let you know in the next slide itself. Then simply, production management is a process of planning, organizing, directing and controlling the activities of the production function. Okay, just like managerial function, production function has also the steps like planning, organizing, directing and controlling. Only staffing is not counted in production function, because staffing is already done by the HR department. So that is not counted over here. Only planning, organizing, directing and controlling are considered as the activities of the production function. Okay, now I was talking about service industries, right? I told what? That production management is not only applicable for the production industry, but also it is applicable for the service industry. How? in there the term is changed a bit, and then the operations are also a little bit different, and we name it as operations management. Okay, so production management is for manufacturing industries and operation management is for service industries. All right. So what are the difference? This is a very common question asked in production management paper. What are the state the differences between production management and operation management? So production management is mainly concerned with manufacturing, and operation management is concerned with services. Now, in production management, the output, that means the after the processing, the output which comes out is tangible, right? You can handle the product, you can see, you can feel, you can touch, you can use the product. But in operation management, the output is intangible. You can only feel the service, you can see the service, right? But you cannot hold the service, you cannot give it a perfect weight, you cannot properly measure the service. There is no proper suitable instrument to measure the service. Only your level of satisfaction, only your concern, only your fulfillment of expectation is that can be measured in operation management. So we say that the output is intangible. Okay. Then third, the difference is in production management, the job use less labor and more equipment. Okay, in manufacturing process, what is there? Now, this is happening nowadays. It was not happening maybe 70, 80 years back. That labor are used less in number, but equipments are used more in number, isn't it? If you go to any manufacturing sector, you can see you missed your industrial trips this time. We will try to take you if everything goes well and the lockdown doesn't happen again. So we will take you to a manufacturing plant as well. You will be able to see there that the labors are limited in number. Only they are working for specific departments. Rest of the main important part of the production process are being handled by the equipments or machineries. Okay. And in operations management, the job use more labor and less equipment, isn't it? Maybe when a delivery boy comes to deliver you the product, he is bringing the product to you and he is also bringing his service to you, isn't it? Timely delivery, less phone calls, then not showing frustrating behavior of because of not finding a location easily. Then you're posing as a very sober attitude. So those things are counted, that you count, isn't it? So in service industry, use of man is more important than use of machinery. So when the delivery boy is delivering you his product, then he's bringing just a swipe machine with him, and most of the times they don't bring. Either you pay online before the delivery, or you pay cash on delivery. That is the option. On an average in most of the delivery partners, right? So in service industry, the use of the labor, the attitude, the behavior of the labor is more important than the use of machines. Fourth difference is there is no customer participation. In production function, in production management, there will be no customer, isn't it? When the production process goes on, it is only the producer. That means the manufacturer of the product. It's not the customer who are coming and saying, do it that way, do it that way, this is not required, that is not required. The customer is not involved, right? So there is no customer participation in production management. But in operations management, you will see frequent customer participation. This is due to the fact that you need to have frequent customer feedback. You need to have frequent rating from the customer. That is why you can see that whenever you do online shopping, you are asked to either give a review, rating. Then if you order food on Swiggy and Zomato, there are a lot of options, right? You can see that that they are taking frequent feedback from the customers regarding the food delivery boy, regarding the food producers who are giving the food to the delivery boy. All those feedbacks are taken. Have you seen that? After ordering food on Swiggy or Zomato, have you seen that? Tell me. There are a lot of feedbacks that they take from the customers, isn't it? Tell me.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Don't you see that? Others, please tell me that there are a lot of
Yes, ma'am.
customer involvement in service industry. So is this portion clear till now, till this much, which I have taught you? The first I taught you the definition of production management. Then I taught you the the operation management in service industry and the difference between production and service in production management and operation management. Till this much, is it clear to everyone? Please tell me.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you'll quickly go through the history. This is not a part of your syllabus, but I thought it's important for you to have a perfect knowledge about production management. For over 2 centuries, operation production management has been recognized as an important factor in a country's economic growth. The traditional view of manufacturing management began in the 18th century when Adam Smith recognized the economic benefits of specialization of labor. He recommended breaking of jobs down into uh, subtasks and recognizes workers to specialized tasks in which they would become highly skilled and efficient. In the early 20th century, F.W. Taylor developed scientific management. I think you have learned scientific management. Huh? Have you studied in principles of management?
Yes,
Scientific management, yes, by F.W. Taylor, right? He developed the scientific management in the early 20th century. From then till 1930, many techniques were developed, prevailing the traditional view. Production management becomes the acceptable term from 1930s to 1950s. As F.W. Taylor's works become more widely known, managers developed techniques that focused on economic efficiency in manufacturing. Okay, so gradually this traditional view has been omitted and people have become more focused on how to bring economic efficiency in their manufacturing process. Okay, previously they were just doing, they're just having the expertise, maybe one or two, and they were training others and they were just managing. But now the things have changed due to the cutthroat competition in the market. So manufacturing firms are putting more effort in order to make the entire process, in order to bring more efficiency in the entire manufacturing process. Then workers were studied in great detail to eliminate wasteful efforts and achieve greater efficiency. At the same time, psychologists, socialists, and other social scientists began to study people and human behavior in the working environment. In addition, economists, mathematicians, and computer socialists contributed more sophisticated, analytical, newer approaches. So, when the study started, new approaches also began to occur. With the 1970s emerges two distinct changes in our views. The most obvious of this reflected in the new name operations management, with a shift in the service and manufacturing sectors of the economy. As service sector became more prominent, the change from production to operations emphasized the broadening of our field to service organization. The second, more suitable change was the beginning of an emphasis on synthesize rather than just analyze in management practices. Okay, now the concept of production. Production is defined as the step-by-step conversion of one form of material into another form through chemical or mechanical process in order to create or enhance the utility of the product to the user. Okay, if you're asked to define production, you will define it in this way, that production, it is defined as the step-by-step process of converting one form of the material, that means if you are processing with the raw material, so the form is raw, into another form. So the another form will be the finished form, that is the final form. And how will you do it? With the application of chemical and mechanical process. Okay, you need chemical to process the product. If you are processing it, you need chemical, and obviously mechanical, you need machines efficiency in order to transform the form of the material from raw to final. And why is it done with the it is done with the objective to create or enhance the utility of the product to the user, so that the users are fully satisfied with the product. These entire steps are followed. Thus, production is a value addition process. At each stage of processing, there will be value addition. Okay, so we name it as the production as a value addition process, in which at each of the stages there will be value added. Then Edward Buffer defines production as a process by which goods and services are created. This is basically a process, okay, which will be taught to you by me. The entire production process, not the technicalities of the different products, that I don't know, but in general, what should be the process, what can be the different types of production process, that will be taught to you. Okay. Then, is it clear? Are you getting some overview regarding the subject, production management? Are you getting some overview regarding this subject? Tell me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, let us see some examples. Manufacturing custom-made products like boilers with a specific capacity, constructing flats, structural fabrication works for selected customers, etc. These are called custom-made products. Then standardized. Why custom-made? Because the products can be customized, isn't it? Flats can be designed according to the choice of the customers, according to the choice of the this promoters. They also have their choices. They do it with their own choice, with the use of all the designers and all that, and civil engineers and all. But they sometimes the designs are also changed as per the customer's choice, isn't it? Then the fabrication work, designing interior decoration, then designing of certain furnitures, then your designing of jewelries, designing of clothes, all those things are custom made products. Okay. And another is standardized products, which you cannot change on your own design, like car, the bus, motorcycle, television, which are readily available in the market. Yes, you can assemble the parts of a motorbike and then assemble it, but again the parts will be some standardized parts. They will come in their own form. Then you can select according to your choice and then you can assemble. But you cannot change the shape of the uh, the seat of the motorbike as from oval to square, or from round to a big rectangle. You cannot do that. They will come in their own standardized form, and then you have to select according to your choice. Okay, so can you understand the difference between custom made and standardized products? Custom made are which can be customized as per the will of the customers, and standardized products are those which comes in their own specific standard form, which you cannot change. You can only choose. Okay. Then come to production system. Next is production system. The production system of an organization is that part which produces products of an organization. So what we say, how we define the production system? We define it as a part of the organization which deals with producing of product. It is that activity whereby resources flowing within a defined system are combined and transformed in a controlled manner in order to add value in accordance with the policies communicated by management. So the entire production system, if you are asked to define, you will write this definition. This is the production system. If you draw this, if you want to represent with the help of flow charts and drawings, then you can do it in this way. Inputs and outputs are there, and in between input and output there is a process which is called transformation process, right? So inputs can be men, materials, machines, information, and capital. What is capital? What is capital? Tell me. What do you mean by capital? Wait, I'll ask. Very less.
Amount with which we start.
Yes, amount with which we start the production process, or any company or anything. If we start, the amount with which we are doing it, that is capital, right? So, this has to be the inputs. Without these inputs, the production or transformation process cannot start. So first is the men. You need labor, materials. You need some raw materials also, right, for starting the production. Then machines. Who will do the work? Both men and machines will do the work. Then information. Without proper knowledge, without proper expertise, you cannot go ahead with any type of production. If you don't have the expertise, hire people who have the expertise, and then use their expertise, and then start the transformation process. And the last is the most important, which is capital. You need money, right? For starting on anything, you need money. Then in between, in the second step, it is transformation process, in which you have to go through the product design, process planning, production control, and maintenance. All these four things will be taught to you in this subject. Okay, this is our main concern. This production system's main concern of this subject is the transformation process. How the designs are made, how the designs of the layout, plant layout are made, all those things will be taught. So this is the transformation process, in which the design will be made, the process will be planned, controlling will be done, and obviously there will be maintenance. And finally, if you process, there will be outputs. The outputs will come in the form of either products or in the form of services. Okay. Then once you are done with this step, there is a continuous loop. See, there is a continuous loop. So from here, the output, it is inventory, then quality control, and the cost that is involved. And this continuous process, which involves inventory, quality, and cost, is applicable to all the three steps. And all the three steps also depends upon this maintenance of this continuous inventory, quality control, and cost which are involved. That is all related to all the three steps. In all the three steps, these three things are there. If you're bringing on machines, if you're bringing on materials, you have to maintain inventory for that. Quality, you have to ensure it is the best quality, not only the materials but also the men and machines. Information also has to be the best one. All those things have to be ensured. And cost, obviously, everything there will be cost, that you have to be maintained continuously. Okay. All right. If there is any question, you can ask till this much. Till this much, if you have any question, you can ask. I think there is no question, so I can move ahead. So these are the theoretical portion of production system. What are the features or characteristics? The production is the production is mentioned as an organized activity. So every production system has to have an objective. The system transforms the various inputs to useful outputs. Then it doesn't operate in isolation from the other organization system. They are related to every other organizational departments, isn't it? They will have to be related to finance department. They will have to be related to HR department who will hire the men. They will have to be related to the marketing department, to whom you selling department, to whom you are supplying the product for, so that they can promote it, right? So this production system doesn't operate in isolation. It is not in isolation to any other system. It is all related. Okay, it's not something out of the box. It is already there in the organizational system. Then there exists a feedback about the activities, which is essential to control and improve system performance. Okay. Along with the processing, there has to be feedback in production system. And why feedback is important? As I told you again, in service industry, regular feedbacks are taken. In production industry also, feedbacks are taken. And it is done because controlling and improving the system performance is based on this feedback of the customers. Okay. Now this part is very, very important. I'll just start this part. They have their individual described portions, which is the part of your first chapter. Okay, these are all there in your first chapter. What are the different types of production system? Okay. So I'll just touch this portion. There is no much time left, so I'll just touch this portion, and then tomorrow I will discuss individual types separately in detail. Okay. So there will be 4 types of production system. All right. First is job shop production. Second is batch production. Third is mass production, and fourth is continuous production. Okay, so this 4 types of production mainly covers up the entire production system. These are the 4 main parts. Okay, so in this graph, you can see the classifications in a pictorial manner. In the x-axis, we have put output or product variety, and in the y-axis, we have put production or operations volume. Variety will be less, but volume and operations of the volume of the production will be high. If this is the case, then that is a continuous production. Variety will be little more, but volume will be a little bit of less. That is called mass production. In batch production you can see moderate amount of variety of the product and moderate volume of the product also. And in job shop production, variety will be high in number, but the volume will be very, very less. Okay. Then when we discuss these types of production separately, you will be able to understand why these varieties are more or less, or why these volumes are more or less in the different types of production. Okay. So I'll not move ahead anymore. I'll stop here, but I want to talk to you. Tell me what you want to say. If you have any doubt, what you have understood, tell me. Any one of you, just unmute and speak your mind. Anything you want to say, not only in relation to these topics which I have taught you, in relation to anything if you want to say, please tell me, unmute and tell me. Is it clear? All the things that I taught you today, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So how are you finding the new subjects which are there in this semester? By now, I think you have studied 2 subjects from the morning. So one was what? First period was what?
Ma'am, human resource management.
Okay, human resource management and production management. You have read a bit. So what are your feelings right now? How is this semester going to be?
Ma'am, all the subjects are theory papers.
Yes, almost.
Ma'am,
All are theory.
it becomes boring to study all theory papers.
Yes, I know that, but it is also good also because this semester is a bit lighter than your previous semester. In your previous semester, you had four numerical papers, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. That semester we had too much numerical and this time too much
Yes,
theory.
too much theory. Yes, that is the thing. And this semester is turned a bit lighter than your previous semester. Enjoy this time. Enjoy. Just listen to the boring lectures of the teachers, and also you have a boon. No, this time also probably you're going to have in online mode, because if classes are online, examinations are also probably going to be online.
Ma'am, if we keep just listening to the lecture, sometimes I also fall asleep.
Hmm. You sleep, then the teachers will also be able to apply some different mode. No, it's good that if you feel asleep, then we will also understand we need to change the teaching technicalities. But just we need to know that you have fallen asleep. That's
No,
the thing.
ma'am, nobody will say that.
Yes. Anyways, we will try our best so that you don't fall asleep, because all papers are theory and you have to listen to the boring lectures. We will try our best to make it more interactive so that you don't fall asleep. Okay?
No, ma'am, the classes are interesting, but all subjects are theory. So,
Yes,
like last
yes,
time
I
we had
understand. But
written work.
hmm. Yes, I understood. But the theory subjects can also be transformed into interesting if the teachers take steps. Okay, if the teachers apply new methodology of teaching, new methodology of just making you understand with different techniques, that will help you to feel not boring in the classes. So we will try to do that.
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. Okay, anyone else wants to say anything? Okay, fine then. See you tomorrow, and this PPTs will be shared to you in due courses of time. Don't worry. So you just relax, attend the classes for now. Once we create the Moodle courses, we will start uploading the materials also. Okay. Bye bye then.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.